We're in Ambelokipi, Athens, a dense, vibrant neighborhood full of life, traffic, and diverse communities. At its center stands the Church of St. Demetrios, surrounded by a fragmented square that, despite its potential, lacks structure, identity, and meaningful public life. This analysis explores how the space can better support everyday rhythms, offering a new reading of the square as both a functional urban setting and a reflection of local culture. Rather than focusing solely on physical form, we looked at how people move, gather, and live within it. Framed by busy roads and smaller streets, the square feels enclosed, with movement shaped by clear axes and multiple entry points. While tree cover, active edges, and the church bring character, issues like neglected green areas, steep slopes, and a lack of shade or water limit its usability and comfort. Our intervention reconfigures the square as the social heart of the neighborhood. By introducing a clear spatial strategy that divides the site into distinct yet interrelated zones, each addressing different urban and social needs. Central to this was the concept of a modern SOSE, a multifunctional public space where social, commercial, and spiritual activities come together within a unified framework. We designed the square as a living hub, blending markets, gathering spots, and places for reflection into one interconnected whole. At the core of this vision is the ancient aqueduct buried beneath the site. By uncovering and giving it spatial presence, we revive a forgotten part of the city's memory and reconnect the square to natural water flow, climate rhythms, and shared history. Additionally, we extended the street edge to create a wider, more open buffer zone that softens the transition from the busy road to the private and communicative square, enhancing comfort and accessibility. This approach weaves history and contemporary life together, crafting a vibrant social core for the community.
The square is conceived as a system of layers ranging from infrastructure to atmosphere, working together to form a unified yet diverse public space. At its base, a structural grid emerges from the existing trees, acting as a natural framework that organizes spatial relationships and allows for flexible use. Cutting across this order is the aqueduct, a diagonal fluid element shaped by topography. By tracing and revealing its path, we create a strong spatial and historical focal point, around which new gathering spaces form, guided by subtle elevation shifts and flowing contours. Layered above are systems of movement of the visitors' gathering spaces, each responding to human rhythms, site conditions, and environmental needs. Movement follows everyday patterns, while key anchors such as the church, bell tower, and aqueduct basin provide orientation and meaning. Together, these layered systems create a dynamic urban field, structured yet open, defined but adaptable, a square that gathers around its history, flows with the terrain, and supports the life of the city. Our spatial strategy takes inspiration from the ancient agora, a civic space layered with the sacred, the social, the commercial, and the everyday. We reinterpret this not as nostalgia, but as a flexible contemporary framework, with zones that echo the stoa, the garden, the market, and the gathering. The water gathering zone. At the square's lowest topographical point, we carved the ground 2 meters deep to expose the ancient aqueduct, creating a new public gathering space centered on running water and lush vegetation. Sunken below the rest of the square, this space naturally cools by sinking into the earth, while dense planting, a flowing water stream, and passive air trapping techniques keep it significantly cooler, especially during hot Athenian summers. This isn't just symbolic. It actively improves air circulation and invites people to pause, gather, and enjoy a comfortable microclimate. The market hall. To the north, we placed a semi-open food market designed for daily rhythm. Morning deliveries happen from the service side while the front opens to the square. The tall roof allows for airflow and solar protection, adapting from AM to PM use. Delivery and access. The delivery and parking zone is oriented along the street at the top edge of the site, creating a clear backside for the market hall. This urban logic separates visitor entrances from logistical functions, maintaining smooth operation and public flow. We elevated the market hall slightly to enhance its visibility, anchor it as a central landmark, and create a subtle spatial distinction between vibrant and quieter zones of the square. The religious garden. Next to the church, we created a closed, shaded garden, an outdoor room for quiet reflection. It respects Orthodox tradition by extending spiritual life beyond the church walls. We preserved the small plaza in front of the church as an open threshold, a space for arrival, pause, and reflection. This forecourt marks a clear yet gentle boundary between the civic life of the square and the spiritual calm of the church, keeping its symbolic openness and reinforcing its role as a neighborhood landmark. Directly adjacent, we introduced a quiet, shaded garden, a planted outdoor room for spiritual retreat. Enclosed and intimate, this space extends the sacred atmosphere beyond the church walls, in line with Orthodox tradition. It offers a space for rest, contemplation, and ritual, a calm buffer between the city and the sacred. We introduced a lightweight wooden structure that stretches across key parts of the square, creating shaded zones for rest, gathering, and movement. Its open framework supports climbing plants and blends with the trees, offering seasonal shade and a breathable, tactile environment. Built entirely from natural wood, the structure is soft, warm, and adaptable, enhancing comfort while remaining understated within the urban landscape. This is no longer a leftover space. It becomes a living square for memory, commerce, spirituality, and daily life. Not just objects placed in space, but a choreography of relationships. The aqueduct is no longer buried. It becomes presence. Architecture is not loud, it's atmospheric, supportive. We ask, what kind of public space does a neighborhood truly need? Our answer? A place to return, to gather, to remember.